recently, I feel like I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not making bad swings. I don't feel like I'm making terrible decisions, and just had got a little bit of a streak of bad luck on par fives. Didn't birdie any of them at the Open, didn't birdie any of them today. It's just, and I didn't feel like I did anything terribly wrong, right? But that's just golf. It happens. What's done is done, and this week is the most important week of the year right now.
If he lands it pin high, he's going to be off over the pin position and leave himself a tough putt there. That should bite now. He didn't like it by the looks of it, but he'll love it when he sees it.
Just get this before that bunker. Put himself in a good position.
Just a tiny little baby fade, ideally placed.
To tie the lead at 16. He's playing well, isn't he, John Rahm?
And OMG, what a championship Sunday we just witnessed.
Win, right? Selfishly, you always want to get that done, but you don't want to see a teammate and a good friend, missing a putt for that happening for me.
The Live Golf League delivers every single event, doesn't it? I mean, what an incredible finish there. You know what, Tyrrell Hatton, I feel for him. He's been playing beautiful golf. In fact, since Miami, he's been the best player in our league based on the strokes gained metric.
I'm really happy that I had my first Live Golf win. Now that Kelly and the kids are watching, just knowing that I'm bringing the trophy home for them, it feels good to say that it's coming home.
Level 2, this is Sports Rage. I am Morency. And I got to tell you, between the CFL game and the preseason game tonight, I assumed that the preseason game would suck and the CFL game would be a really good one. Like the BC Lions and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, big-time rivals. BC are a really good football team. Winnipeg have a lot of talent, but they've been struggling. It's a one-sided affair. It's 25-0. It's and Vernon Adams is hurt. I don't know how severely hurt he is, but he's hurt. He's out of the football game. So even my 37.5, how the hell am I going to end? And Winnipeg just got stopped on the 3-yard line. Like maybe if they would have scored the touchdown, I would have, Now we got backup quarterbacks in. It's just a train wreck. I don't even feel like watching this right now. The NFL game is in a weather delay, and I already lost the total, and I'm on the Houston Texans cam on the money line. I played it in-game earlier. I wasn't going to play a side. I ended up jumping in on the Texans. So I'm almost just hoping the game is canceled. I get my money back. They're like, that'll be the best thing that happens to me. My only win of the night. Avoided bet.
Hey,
it's
I'll
a
take
train
it.
wreck.
I'm on the Bears, and I'm like kind of thinking, would they grade it as a win?
No, because it didn't go 55 minutes.
So they've all okay. So what have they graded wrong? Oh, your total bet got graded wrong. That makes sense because it's way over. The under's done.
Yeah, and if you bet the over, you already would have been paid for that too in most books.
But I'm on your side again for this because in baseball, I had a game with Cincinnati and St. Louis, and it was 11-8, and they didn't call it a real bet. It went over the total, but it wasn't official. That is absolute BS. The game went over. Right? Like, why are the rules different for so what? The game.
That's an old antiquated rule, but you know what? That rule only, honestly, it only really applies in Las Vegas or with ticketed bets.
Yeah.
Like these modern books, man, they all pay you right away because they want you to bet right away in game. So they pay you for the win right away. Like in Vegas, you got to wait till the game's over with the ticket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't go up to the window and go, there's already 42 points in the game. I want my money for the over. But online, with the cash out and the early payout and all this type of stuff. So Vernon Adams is limping out of the tent. He ain't coming back tonight. What a disaster. As Cam alluded, nobody's been shut out this year in the CFL, and the BC Lions are on the verge of doing it. Man, this is frustrating. But we got to reshuffle the deck here. So we spent a lot of time talking about the golf last night, and a couple of things about this the tournament. Number one, spectacularly beautiful golf course. especially when the sun. It was just like unbelievable, this course. Brady Cannon brought it up last night when he said, doesn't really, it's not like it doesn't have the major feel, but it has a big time feel to it. And I read an interview with Xander Schauffele's comments after his round of golf today. And they asked him, so what do you think? And he basically was like really, really excited. And like he said, and don't forget, Tokyo was the COVID years. So there weren't fans. So he goes, the first thing, and listen, we're talking about a guy that's done it all in golf. And Scheffler said, the first thing I thought when I got here and I started soaking this in and I started playing, he's like, this is exactly like a Ryder Cup. And he goes, it's like a Ryder Cup, but a more festive. And like we talked about, man, like they were cheering for Pavon. And Xander said that like things were shaking. He goes, it was the loudest, loudest stuff ever that I've heard. And he was really excited about the course, happy the way he played. It's something I talked about, Cam, too. He goes, it was really exciting. He goes, you can't really replicate. It's hard to explain the feeling what it was like out there. A lot like the Ryder Cup, but he goes, it's just a spectacular course. He went on to talk about all the water on the course, how he liked that there was so much water. And he talked about how he liked the fans being on top of the action so much. But at the end, I like what he dropped. He goes, but other than that, it was just another day at the course.
Exactly.
And that's the way that he is. Just another day at the course. He played well. Listen, none of us took Hideki Matsuyama. That was a great opening round for Hideki. Matt Schmid was hanging around early a lot today. I was like, what the hell's going on here?
He was 6 under through 8 holes. I got him 75-1 first round leader. I'm like, here we go. And then he didn't do very well on the back. But I will say this. I think it's essential that they don't touch this course. Like, I got to be honest with you. I think the scores were a little bit too low. We got Hideki at 8 under. The guy's coming off injuries too. So that was a very shocking round. He wasn't even on my radar, but you know Hideki though. What does he show up at, Gabe? Big events, won at Jack's tournament, the Masters, other big ones. That's one thing about Hideki. He's a big game hunter. He shows up.
Well, big deal
matter.
in Japan too. Remember how big of a deal it was? He won the Masters, and golf is very popular in Japan, guys.
Oh,
if he won a gold medal, like it would elevate him into he's already a hero, but it would really next level. So the updated odds right now, my guy Xander Schauffele, Cam. So. Everybody's sort of, he hasn't won yet, so I don't pat myself on the back. But what did I say, though? I did say, people don't want to take him at 7-1, but watch him come out, light it up in the first round, and suddenly he's going to be plus 300. And exactly, here we go. Xander Schauffele, Cam, is suddenly plus 320 to win the gold medal. Scotty Scheffler is plus 425. Hideki Matsuyama, plus 650. I don't think Hideki's going to melt down either, so I think he's going to be hanging around. John Rahm is lingering. He's 11-1. Rory's 12-1. Neiman played a good round of golf, especially early today. He was flirting with the lead early. But listen, Cam, there's a lot of golf to be played. There's no cut. But a lot of the big names showed up here, and I think we can sort of start to see a little bit of a picture taking shape. I don't think Hideki falls apart tomorrow. I think he's going to play a steady round of golf. Xander's on top of his game. Let's see what Scheffler brings to the table tomorrow. Where's your boy Morikawa? All the talk about Morikawa. How you feel?
1 under. He's not brutal, but not good. So that's kind of why I did my little Twitter sharp versus dull stuff. Because he's sharp picks. You know what? I'd rather be a butter knife. Like that's the whole thing. Xander Schauffele, Gabe, you stuck to your guns with him. Good pick. There's a lot of golf left. Tom Kim was a guy I liked. He's T3. Neiman, we talked about dangerous. But the one that I'm very impressed with, why don't we just scroll down a little bit to in T6 territory? Who's there? Sepp Straka, 4 under with Fleetwood, Noren, and Rowe.
Yeah, I've got, we got the.
I think he's right there.
I got in on it. I bet the each way 5. So top 5. Mm-hmm. I had to do double money to do it, but I didn't do it with Xander, though. I got Xander just to win. And I got the other guys like top 5. Pays pretty well, too. I didn't bet too much on it. I played them all first-round leader, too. I was hoping to hit it, but...
Dude, you almost hit Xander first-round leader. And remember, he was double the price for first-round leader. He was second, if not for Hideki.
Like, I put $30. So it cost me 30. 15 times 2. So it was $30 on Sepp Straka to be top 5. I get $780 back if it wins. Pretty good.
See, I
for $30, $780?
Yeah. How's that returned? Why do you think I play golf, Gabe?
How about this guy? Corey Connors. 50. I put 50 on Connors. 50 on Connors pays back $987. I just got to be top 5.
I'm going to tell you something. That bet boost that they had, Corey Connors.
Oh, we won that too. Yeah, they maxed me out at $80, but it won. Yeah,
they maxed me out too. I'm like, you jerks! Why can't you? I hate that the max out.
That was a good one.
That was a very good bet. I actually wish we could have gone like 500 on it because.
But yeah, so 987, and then I put 50 on Schauffele to win. Normally I put more, but I got I'm like in your territory. I got 34 current bets. I got like stuff that I keep betting these Olympic events, and it takes forever, bro. This woman's archery is like 5 days.
Oh, dude.
No, I'm dead serious. There's like 5 different stages to it. So it's like, oh, my God.
Gabe,
like, I got people even tweeting me, asking me, Morency, I followed your South Korean archery pick, but when does it end? I told them Saturday.
I warned you about that Zhang chick from China. She beat Swiatek today. That was a huge upset.
I know. Yeah.
I told you that Zhang chick's good, man. I follow tennis hard. Like she
smoked Swiatek. She didn't beat her. She smoked her.
Swiatek kind of gave up. I didn't like her battle today. Kind of okay.
She got messed up early in the first set and rolled over.
Recently, I feel like I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not making bad swings. I don't feel like I'm making terrible decisions, and just had got a little bit of a streak of bad luck on par 5s. Didn't birdie any of them at the Open, didn't birdie any of them today. It's just, and I didn't feel like I did anything terribly wrong, right? But that's just golf. It happens. What's done is done, and this week is the most important week of the year right now.
If he lands it pin high, he's going to be off over the pin position and leave himself a tough putt there. That should bite now. He didn't like it by the looks of it, but he'll love it when he sees it.
Just got this before that bunker. Put himself in a good position.
Just a tiny little baby fade, ideally placed.
To tie the lead at 16. Playing well, isn't he, John Rahm?
And OMG, what a championship Sunday we just witnessed.
Win, right? Selfishly, you always want to get that done, but you don't want to see a teammate and a good friend, missing a putt for that happening for me.
The Live Golf League delivers every single event, doesn't it? I mean, what an incredible finish there. You know what, Tyrrell Hatton, I feel for him. He's been playing beautiful golf. In fact, since Miami, he's been the best player in our league based on the strokes gained metric.
I'm really happy that I had my first Live Golf win. Now that Kelly and the kids are watching, just knowing that I'm bringing the trophy home for them, it feels good to say that it's coming home.
$25-0 in this football game. Like, why am I watching this? Seriously, it's like watching this. I'm watching my own funeral right now. This is what I'm watching. Yeah. Like I'm sitting here, and it's like, this is what happens when you die, Morency. Like I'm just really, huh? I'm watching this.
BC Lions versus Winnipeg and the over.
I'm not doing it anymore.
No.
It's 25-0. I got over 37.5 in game. And it's just, listen, sometimes this happens, and let's bring in a man that's been gambling a long time. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you're the bird, sometimes you're the statue. I bet an in-game halftime over Philly Godfather in this football game. The starting quarterback gets hurt like on the first play in the second half.
Yep.
I'm like, wow. And they just got shut out. What am I going to do? Like, I want to jump off my balcony. You know what I mean? Like, well, okay. I got to accept it. I mean, there's going to be some jerk on Twitter. A good pick with the Lions tonight. It's like, suck it. All right. F you, suck it. You know what I mean? And whatever. But I'm actually, and normally I don't get frustrated. You see, Cam, normally, yeah, whatever. Like,
no,
tonight, I'm kind of mad about this one. 25-0. Like, how the hell do you lose 25-0?
If you made a bet in Philly Godfather that the BC Lions would be the only team in the CFL not to score this year, I'd say you're an idiot and you don't watch football. But that's sport. That's the whole
5-point road favorites, total 49.5, and they lose 25-0. That's they.
I got a username and a password for you, Gabe, if you need it.
I might need it.
I love the Godfather. Great lot. That was great.
Cam, be careful. Cam's going to take you up on that after.
I will.
What's my credit limit? Philly Godfather's the best. I got a password.
I got a password.
But I know you were on the over of the preseason game tonight, and I was talking about this, Philly Godfather. It's true. In the modern era, these online books, and it's good if you're a bettor, they pay you right away, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like the baseball rule. Okay, we're in the 7th inning. It's a 14-11 game, but suck it, bettors. You don't get paid because they didn't finish the game, and even though you already won, you're over. But nowadays, the online books, they pay you, like all these modern, they pay you right away because they know you're going to throw it, like you're going to play it more. But a football game isn't official until it's 55 minutes. Like, that's just a fact. So, like, if you have the Houston Texans tonight, Philly, like, seriously, I want my money back. This is not an official football game.
I want my money back.
Yeah, you'll get it back. I mean, the way things are these days, but depending on the sports book, it's kind of like a catch in the NFL. No one knows what a catch is anymore.
Yeah.
No one knows what these sports books do. I mean, they got, in little writing, exactly how,
You're right. We all know the street rules, the modern rules. It's like, wow. And I didn't even name the name or something like that because whatever, it is what it is. But saw the story tonight. They're going to add a 3% surcharge like Ticketmaster to a bet. I'm sure you saw that. Like, you know what I mean? And my boy John Lerner, he tweeted out, he said, bookies around the world are rejoicing. So, online books, so now, like, these legal books, you're already paying a VIG, and they're giving you these little bonuses and stuff, fine, but you're going to pay like a 3% surcharge? Like, what the hell are we doing here?
You know what, Gabe?
It's almost,
you can say what you want about my old bookie, but you know what? He gave me meats, tomato sauce, a lasagna, a case of wine. I came home with groceries if I gave the envelope. And I like the personal touch.
You know what it is, though? I think a good example with this, with these books, with the way things are going is, if you start sort of doing this stuff, it's almost like, why would I go to McDonald's when you can almost go to a real restaurant for the cost of what fast food is nowadays?
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, there's some of these fast foods, they're like, oh, we're struggling. Yeah, you're charging $26. Cam, you can go to Red Lobster and eat all the freaking shrimp you want for $20. Right? Exactly. You put them out of business. They're bankrupt now. they're bankrupt.
That's like Homer. Yeah, I put them out of business.
But
that's so true, Gabe. Great point.
You know what, guys? NFL football. So the preseason started tonight. Game goes over the number. All kidding aside about we're still with the delay and everything. Let me get back to it. But you know a story, guys, is not being talked about tonight in the media very much. Justin Herbert's out for 2 weeks, and
you're right.
He's got like plantar fascia. And Godfather, I'm no doctor, bro, but your foot, in a boot for 2 weeks. I saw the quote. We hope and expect to be back by week 1. He's not going to be in training camp at all. He's a great quarterback, but it's a new system. You got a new coach. I was actually a little bullish on the Chargers, not to win the Super Bowl, but I'm a Harbaugh guy, buying in what they do. There's no way you can say this is good news for them, bro. Like, this is just a setback for the Chargers. It's not being talked about much.
Yeah, it's a lingering injury that could go on, how long? First 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks of the NFL season. So I know they do shoot these guys up before the game and they play with it, but it is a problem. Now, it is a new system, like you said, new coaching staff. They got a bunch of running backs on that team. But, yeah, early on, you might look to fade that team.
Cam, this is an exact example of what we were talking about last night when I said when you're betting futures, when you do it before training camp and stuff, try to bet the teams you like unders more, guys. Because I've been saying this for years. Only bad things can happen. And that's the whole thing about preseason games. I wasn't in a preseason game. Guys in practice stepped the wrong way on the turf. Oh, I popped my AC. Like, stuff can just happen. It just does. And, is it the end of the world for the Chargers? No. But I agree. This is the type, and I was reading about it, and it is, Cam, it is the type of injury. It's like a back injury. Bro, it's your foot. Like, it's not good. Like, you're trying to plant your feet. You're a quarterback. This type of stuff can, linger after just not a great start. DeAndre Hopkins is already out for the Hopkins is out for the Titans. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. And in other news, too, the Los Angeles Rams, who I'm high on, lost their starting cornerback already. So, and he's out. He got hurt. Like, he shredded his knee up type thing. Same thing in a practice. So, chaos hits. But Philly Godfather's got some NFL futures for us on the other side. I'm looking forward to seeing what team he's looking at here. We've been talking a lot of Olympic futures, and we'll get back to it. But the NFL preseason has started. The NFL regular season, of course, around the corner. Quick update right now into baseball. 3-2 for the Angels over the Rockies. After the Philly Godfather joins us, we're going to get into, we'll get back to the Olympics. A bunch of swimming coming up, hammer throw, high jump, all kinds of degenerate action. And, we got basketball in the morning as well. Last games of the group stage or the round robin stage. And there's some big games tomorrow, actually, an important game for these countries.
France, Germany's going to be good.
Recently, I feel like I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not making bad swings. I don't feel like I'm making terrible decisions, and just had got a little bit of a streak of bad luck on par fives. Didn't birdie any of them at the Open, didn't birdie any of them today. It's just, and I didn't feel like I did anything terribly wrong, right? But that's just golf. It happens. What's done is done, and this week is the most important week of the year right now.
If he lands it pin high, he's going to be off over the pin position and leave himself a tough putt there. That should bite now. He didn't like it by the looks of it, but he'll love it when he sees it.
Just get this before that bunker. Put himself in a good position.
Just a tiny little baby fade, ideally placed.
To tie the lead at 16. Playing well, isn't he, John Rahm?
And OMG, what a championship Sunday we just witnessed.
Win, right? Selfishly, you always want to get that done, but you don't want to see a teammate and a good friend, missing a putt for that happening for me.
The Live Golf League delivers every single event, doesn't it? I mean, what an incredible finish there. You know what, Tyrrell Hatton, I feel for him. He's been playing beautiful golf. In fact, since Miami, he's been the best player in our league based on the strokes gained metric.
I'm really happy that I had my first Live Golf win. Now that Kelly and the kids are watching, just knowing that I'm bringing the trophy home for them, it feels good to say that it's coming home.
You know what? I just changed the channel to get away from seeing the football game, but I got highlights of the game. It's the worst one. Like, you bet on something and you don't want to see it anymore, and then you get highlights of it after. It's like, screw off.
It was the worst, too. All they do is show the big inflated leg with the ice pack, too. It's like insulting.
Yeah, it's the first thing I saw. I'm like, I know he's hurt. I'm aware. Like, I just lost like thousands of dollars. I'm aware.
We'll be all right. Olympics.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so that's what it comes to. I got to hope that a 17-year-old girl saves me in the pool tonight. Summer McIntosh, come on, let's go, girl. All right, so win totals. I saw you were tweeting about this. You've been doing a lot of shows, Philly Godfather, talking NFL football. People have football fever. Yeah, the Olympics are going on, but the NFL, it's coming, man. So who are you looking at? What team you want to talk about?
Well, I bet the Titans to go under 6.5 wins. I also bet them to go under 7.5 wins. I laid a juicy price on that -250. If you look at the division, you got the Texans, the Colts, the Jags, all with season win totals above 8.5. Texans are at 9.5. And the Titans projected to have the worst offensive line in their division and the worst defensive line in their division. And like I said, they got a new coach, new system, and Callahan doesn't have Joe Burrow on this team. So they're going to have some major issues. If you look at the road games, 7 of their 9 road games this year, they have the much inferior quarterback playing, and in 6 of the 8, it's the same situation. So they got some big problems. I mean, there's only 3 teams ahead of them with worse odds to go winless on the season. It's the Patriots, the Broncos, and the Panthers. And the same with the fewest wins on the season, plus 320 for the Patriots. I think it's plus 550 for the Broncos and plus 850 for the Panthers. I also took them at 11-1 to have the worst record in the NFL this year. I think they're going to have major problems on that team.
How about this as far as the Titans' schedule is concerned? As far as, good news, bad news. Bad news is the last 5 games of the season. So, like, if you're betting these win totals, teams are beat up, especially the Titans don't have a ton of depth. As the season goes on, they end the season with the Jaguars, the Bengals, the Colts, the Jaguars, and the Texans. If you look at that, I'm not a Will Levis hater, Philly Godfather. I'm not. A lot of people are pretty negative about him. He's a raw guy, but I think he's probably a backup guy. You know what I mean? It's like a really poor man's Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? But he can do some things, but overall, just sort of looking at that schedule, Cam, if you look at it, it's going to be tough. Where do we, you know what I mean? That first game at the Bears, the Bears can beat them, right? The Bears, big hype first game at home versus the Jets. All right, as if Rodgers playing, that's going to be a tough spot for them. The Packers are good. The Dolphins are good. The Colts are pretty good. The Bills are really good. The Lions are really good. Patriots blow. Chargers, I think, will be, average. I think the Vikings are better than people give them credit for. Texans. You got the Commanders, really, Godfather, if you look at it, man, they really don't have, and I know it's not on paper here, but honestly, I don't see 7 here either right now. No, and I wanted to like this team, but I hear where you're going.
I see 13 losses. I'm sorry. I see 13 losses in the 4 games where they have a shot. They're 50-50 games. So they got to win all the 50-50 games in order for them to win 4 games on the season. You look at the quarterbacks in their division, Trevor Lawrence, Richardson. You got C.J. Stroud. I mean, this team's in trouble.
They are a rebuilding team, new staff. And another team, with a new stadium coming. Teams are always sort of building up for, hey, well, let's get good when our new stadium arrives. They got a new stadium coming in 3 years. So, Vrabel's out, and they like Vrabel, but they just felt like, all right, let's sort of restart things. There are some little pieces to them, but like I said, when you actually have to step up to the window and put money on it, Cam, if someone put the old proverbial gun to your head, would you really want to say, yeah, this team's winning 7 games? I'd rather die on other hills. I like the Vikings over 6.5.
Well, the Vikings are being disrespected. That whole division, it's going to be I think the worst team is probably going to win 7 games. That division it's going to be a real dogfight. There's a lot of quality there. I wanted to ask Godfather.
Yeah, sorry, just look at sorry guys. Yeah. Just look at if you look at if we talk about all these teams' schedule, no one really has an easy schedule in the NFL, to be honest. Yeah. But if you look at the Vikings, ton of talent at the wide receiver position. You bring in Aaron Jones, so you got a running back. I think Sam Darnold is better than he showed with the Jets and the Panthers. It's not really a fair situation. We all know J.J. McCarthy's eventually going to take over. O'Connell's a great coach with quarterbacks. Just for the record, week 1, they're going to beat the New York Giants at the Meadowlands. They're going to beat them. I'd rather Sam Darnold going in there than Daniel Jones, who's, you know what I mean? And the Giants without Saquon Barkley. I have a lot more confidence in O'Connell. And the Vikings are going to win 8-9 games this year. The Vikings will be better than people think.
recently, I feel like I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not making bad swings. I don't feel like I'm making terrible decisions, and just had got a little bit of a streak of bad luck on par fives. Didn't birdie any of them at the Open, didn't birdie any of them today. It's just, and I didn't feel like I did anything terribly wrong, right? But that's just golf. It happens. What's done is done, and this week is the most important week of the year right now.
If he lands it pin high, he's going to be off over the pin position and leave himself a tough putt there. That should bite now. He didn't like it by the looks of it, but he'll love it when he sees it.
Just get this before that bunker. Put himself in a good position.
Just a tiny little baby fade, ideally placed.
To tie the lead at 16. Playing well, isn't he, John Rahm?
And OMG, what a championship Sunday we just witnessed.
Win, right? Selfishly, you always want to get that done, but you don't want to see a teammate and a good friend, missing a putt for that happening for me.
The Live Golf League delivers every single event, doesn't it? I mean, what an incredible finish there. You know what, Tyrrell Hatton, I feel for him. He's been playing beautiful golf. In fact, since Miami, he's been the best player in our league based on the strokes gained metric.
I'm really happy that I had my first Live Golf win. Now that Kelly and the kids are watching, just knowing that I'm bringing the trophy home for them, it feels good to say that it's coming home.
Let's roll. This is SportsRage. We got another segment with the Philly Godfather. We'll get back to the Olympics after. So talking some NFL futures. So you talked about liking the Titans to the under. I can't sit here and debate it and argue it, really. Like I said, I like some of the skill position players, but, they remind me of, actually, when you think about it. You already have Hopkins. Ridley's a nice player that you bring in, but you overpay Pollard at the running back position. It's sort of they're sort of like the Washington Redskins were in the days, where they sort of had a bunch of dudes that, this guy used to be a Pro Bowler 6 years ago, right? Like stuff like that. Yeah. And you get too many of these guys. They need more young talent. They're still building. So I can live with that. Any other teams? Who else are you looking at over or under Philly Godfather?
That's really the only over and under I took already. But we did take some futures to win the Super Bowl. I've been a little busy writing my book. I got my autobiography coming out. We're trying to finalize that. But I got two great lead handicappers at the website, the 8-Ball and Matt Moltempus, my younger son. And we took the Detroit Lions at 12-1 to win it all. Last year, they should have been in the Super Bowl. They got better on the offensive line, defensive line. This team plays for Dan Campbell. And, their running backs, they got a two-headed monster there. So on offense, they're one of the better offensive teams in the NFL this season. If Goff can play like he did last year, they're definitely going to give some people some problems. So I think at 12-1, offers some value. We also took the Bengals at 14-1. Joe Burrow's healthy. He's the only active quarterback to beat, Mahomes in the playoffs. So as long as he can stay healthy, they secured their offensive line. They got one of the better offenses in the NFL. And at 14-1, we took them. And then we took the Eagles to win the NFC East. We took them plus 25 cents. Last year they fell off a cliff at 10-1. But this year, they kind of secured their defense. They got two real coordinators in Kellen Moore and Vic Fangio. And Jalen Hurts looking great in camp. He lost some weight. He's looking faster. His arm's looking stronger. They say he's got the eye of the tiger back. So with the way the NFC East looks, it looks kind of weak this season. I think the Eagles are going to run through those teams. So expect them to win the division at plus 25 cents.
I like, I really like I can't disagree. I like where you're going with the Lions. I think they can live up to the pressure, the expectations. They sort of had some expectations of pressure on them last year, and they did, ready to take that next step. We've always liked Goff on this show. I do believe in him. But I tell you what, like the NFC, and it's kind of been kind of soft, right? San Francisco is sort of like, all right, there's San Francisco, Andor before, there was Philadelphia. There's kind of like one good team or kind of one good team and then someone that's okay. But this year, it's pretty competitive. Some good football teams, right? San Francisco are good. I think the Rams are going to be good. We talk about, you talk about the Green Bay Packers with Jordan Love. They're going to be good. The Detroit Lions are a competitive football team. San Francisco 49ers, can Shanahan ever finish it off? I don't know. But they're going to be good again, obviously. But I'm glad you brought up the Eagles. I love that pick. If you look at that, look at a division. Washington and New York aren't winning a division, so it's a two-team race. And the Cowboys seem to be kind of in a state of flux a little bit. I don't even think Jerry Jones likes his team very much. He doesn't even want to pay them. And not they're going to be bad, but I do like the Eagles. But what about the Eagles more than just a division? I was going to ask you about them, you being in Philly, because I think they're in a nice little bounce-back year, too. They got a little bit fat cat-ish. They believe their own hype. I think they were humbled a little bit last year. I know there were some coaching controversies with who's calling the plays and defensive this and that. And, did Sirianni lose the room? But I don't think he did lose the room. I think he was just sort of like a player. He had a bad year. Things just sort of fell apart. But I feel good things about the Eagles coming into this year, Philly Godfather. You seem to feel the same way.
Yeah, the only thing that scares me a little bit, they lost Kelsey. But, this is a team, they got the tush-push on fourth down, which is so dangerous. And like I said, Hurts is back. They got two real coordinators this year. They had renter coordinators last season. And they secured their court. They got C.J. Gardner-Johnson back. They got Isaiah Rodgers. They got that kid from Toledo. So they're going to be much better. At 18-1, I like them. Now they're down to 15-1, 14-1 in some places. I think still offer some value there with the Eagles. Again, the Packers, very dangerous, very young team. We did nibble on them at over 9.5 wins. I know there's some sharp money that went under, but we like them. If you look at the first half of last season with the Packers, they were really banged up. They were missing a bunch of guys on their offensive line. And on that Thursday night game against the Detroit Lions, the Lions just ran right through them. But when you saw that team get healthy later on in the season, and I think the second half of the season is a true indicator of how good that Packers team is. You saw them start to gel, start to play some really good football, and they should have beat the 49ers in the playoffs. So the Packers are really dangerous as well. You mentioned the 49ers. They're stacked again. The Rams, who's going to cover those wide receivers on offense? And, the Eagles are right there. So I think the Eagles might have the easier path, during the regular season. But come playoff time, man, it's a tough race.
Last year, the Green Bay Packer win total was 7.5. We loved it. It was one of our bigger plays. We talked about it a lot. This year, you got to pay the price for them. 9.5 minus 145. Over 10.5 plus 140. Over 8.5 minus 300 for the Green Bay Packers. Before we get you out of here, Philly Godfather, the Texans play tonight. Are you buying the hype of this football team? I guess not fully because you got the Bengals. But a lot of people have sort of anointed the Texans as like the team, they're the team along with the Chiefs. And no, they're still young. There's still some growing pains to go through here. They're still the Chiefs. They're still the Bengals. Don't forget about the Buffalo Bills. The Miami Dolphins have talent. There's some teams in the AFC here that I think people are forgetting about and anointing the Texans. And you brought it up earlier. The Indianapolis Colts they're in Steichen. You know all about Steichen. Steichen's a very good coach. Richardson's a freak athlete. If he can stay on the field, they're going to be good. The Jags have a ton of talent. We'll see what they do this year. Are you buying fully that the Texans are this juggernaut now?
They got better on offense and defense, and I love C.J. Stroud. I love him coming out of college. If you remember, he tore up that defense in college, and I knew he was going to be a great NFL quarterback, and he looked really poised last season. He looked like he was playing in the league for like 4 or 5 years, so I love C.J. Stroud. I think they got better. I think they might be a little overvalued. I think their Super Bowl odds are 16-1, 17-1, so I think that's a little overvalued there, but they play in a really tough division. They play in a tough AFC, and I don't even think you mentioned Aaron Rodgers is back with the Jets. That's a very dangerous team as well. So you got some really good quarterbacks in the AFC this season, but I think they win the division. But watch out for the Colts, man. That team's really good.
He's the one I didn't bring him up because I don't know. I know he's back right now, but will he last? Right, that's the whole thing. The Lions are intriguing though. One thing with the Detroit Lions. I really think it's imperative for them to get home field advantage.
Yes.
In the playoffs. Like if they're going to do a Super Bowl run here, don't go to, you don't want to have to go to San Francisco, man, in a conference championship game. You don't want to have to go into Philadelphia in a conference championship game, right? Keep it in Michigan. Keep it at home. Control the narrative. get that home field. And we see there's only one bye now, guys, and it still helps. I know there's the exceptions of wild card teams, blah, blah, but generally speaking, guys, you play one less game, man. You win 2 games. You're in the Super Bowl, Philly Godfather. That bye, look at the Eagles. It's freaking critical, bro. You got to get that bye. It helps you get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. And it all comes down to the quarterback play. Again, it's a quarterback league. And Goff, what do you have? The second best numbers in the NFL last season. If he can put up those type of numbers with those 2 running backs in the backfield and that offense and those wide receivers, I think the championship game goes through Detroit this season, man. And I'm hoping the Eagles get there, but San Francisco's stacked. And the Rams are dangerous as well. And, the Bears got a little better. I don't think they're ready yet, but the Packers is another dangerous team. And like I said earlier, the second half of last season is more what that team is in the first half of last season. So,
I don't understand why everyone hates Goff. Like me and Gabe, we love Goff. Like it's the narrative with Goff is wrong. He's a very
he gets blamed for one Super Bowl in which it should be noted Tom Brady scored 1 touchdown. They had the Patriots had 1 touchdown that game. Yes. Like, what do you want him to do? It was a low scoring game. It wasn't his fault.
Yeah, McVay was it was overshadowed with media and Bill Belichick and everything. They weren't even prepared in that game, and they're blaming Goff. Like, give me a break.
It was a 10 break. It was 10. I had the Bears that year. Number 1. I was so mad they missed that field goal against the Eagles. That division was that year.
Philly Godfather in the house. Thanks, Philly Godfather.
Here, Godfather.
Recently, I feel like I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not making bad swings. I don't feel like I'm making terrible decisions, and just had got a little bit of a streak of bad luck on par 5s. Didn't birdie any of them at the Open, didn't birdie any of them today. It's just, and I didn't feel like I did anything terribly wrong, right? But that's just golf. It happens. What's done is done, and this week is the most important week of the year right now.
If he lands it pin high, he's going to be off over the pin position and leave himself a tough putt there. That should bite now. He didn't like it by the looks of it, but he'll love it when he sees it.
Just got this before that bunker. Put himself in a good position.
Just a tiny little baby fade, ideally placed.
To tie the lead at 16. Playing well, isn't he, John Rahm?
And OMG, what a championship Sunday we just witnessed.
Win, right? Selfishly, you always want to get that done, but you don't want to see a teammate and a good friend, missing a putt for that happening for me.
The Live Golf League delivers every single event, doesn't it? I mean, what an incredible finish there. You know what, Tyrrell Hatton, I feel for him. He's been playing beautiful golf. In fact, since Miami, he's been the best player in our league based on the strokes gained metric.
I'm really happy that I had my first Live Golf win. Now that Kelly and the kids are watching, just knowing that I'm bringing the trophy home for them, it feels good to say that it's coming home.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency. Thanks to the Philly Godfather for joining us. Good talking some NFL football, NFL win totals. The preseason began, and this is why you tune into the show. I brought it up right off the top as soon as it was in the delay. I said, hey, this game's not official. And we have now begun to receive our refunds. And everybody, depending on your book, is getting a different result. We've got some of our guys, some of our crew in the booth in New Jersey have been both all bets were voided. The bets were voided for the game. I already got charged with it. Like, My book already said, no, you lost. They're like, the second that it went over 32.5, I lost. And it was graded as a loss. But I did bet on the Houston Texans in game, and I got my money back, which is a pleasant, not a pleasant surprise. As I stated, I kind of expected it. So you learned something. Well, I already knew this, but if you're tuning in, you were unaware. And it does happen more than you would think, guys. Right? So it just happened now, Hall of Fame. They're not going to come back. Why would they come back? Right? They don't care, right? It's one of these deals. And when it'll happen, guys, is college football. You have 134 teams. You literally have 66 games a week, okay? 66, 67 games a weekend on a Saturday. Out of the 67 games, think about the weather locations. College football games also, for the most part, not many college football teams are in major cities, right? College football is more of a regional niche thing that are in weird places. Manhattan, Kansas, Ames, Iowa, right? And the weather's not nice. So you're going to get these weird weather deals. It'll happen in a game in Texas or something. Texas Southern game, there'll be a bunch of lightning and all right, we're shutting it down at the 53rd minute or 56th minute. Because I remember it happened about 5 years ago, and I had $2,500 on it. I went pretty big. It was a big bet. It was about 7 years ago, I think. Savannah State used to be the biggest cupcake paycheck team in college football. If you were a team and you wanted to just really murder somebody, Savannah State would be glad to do it as long as you paid them $750,000. They would show up. Exactly. That's how they fund their program, right? So, but that's all the games they played. They would go to Oklahoma State, Florida State, whatever, Tulane. They would just sort of travel around playing everybody. They were sort of the Washington Generals of college football, right? For a paycheck, they'll show up and you can run up the score on them. They lost to Oklahoma State. I think it was 79-0. It might have been 82, 79. It was in that range. So, 69-0. The next week, they were playing against Florida State. And the game was at Tallahassee. It was in Florida State. And it was Florida State like to run the score up if they can. So, it was one of the bigger point spreads I ever laid in my life. It was 52.5. So we laid the 52.5 points, and they were winning 60-0 or whatever the hell. It was 61-0 or something in the third quarter already. I actually remember I think it was 37-0 at the half, and it was 51-0 in the third quarter, and they were rolling along, and freaking lightning and rain started coming and stuff. And the whole thing is, guys, the game is official with the teams. It's just not official with the sports book. So basically, the Savannah State coach and the Florida State coach agreed. They shook hands, and the Savannah State said, you win. I don't argue. You guys won the game. We're not appealing that it didn't go 55 minutes. And, you can do that. Out of weather, they can say, listen, it was 55-0. And so they didn't nullify the record. But I was raging because I didn't get money. I didn't get my money, and I bet all my money on it. I had my money all tied up. Years ago, I didn't have as much, so it was all tied up. I was watching the game. I was I cannot believe after talking about this game all week and watching it for 2.5 hours, I get nothing in return when it's 59-0 because it didn't go 55 minutes. And I remember earlier, too, when I was younger, it happened when it was Ohio State and Texas. It was a big game. And the Ohio State coach, they were losing at Columbus. It was John Cooper, and they were losing, and he agreed to end the game, and the fans were pissed. They were like, dude, we're only down by 2 or something, and there's 3 minutes left. We don't care if we need to wait 8 hours, right? So there's always that little toss-up, you know what I mean? But it's good to know these rules, guys, if you're a bettor, if you're betting all the time, because it'll happen. There's soccer is like the half, and we've told the famous story before. It's probably the biggest and best grift ever, actually, in sports, gambling, degenerate history, in which the match fixers in London, England, this is the EPL, too. They were all right, listen, the match is official at halftime. So they paid off someone that worked at the local electric power company.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
And they told them, wait till the second half starts. So the second half started. Boom. The power went out in the stadium. All right.
That's so good.
They paid the guy $40,000 too. That's what it cost them. For $40K, they got some guy the inside to knows how to shut it down. So they shut the power down. But this is the crazy part. They were too good at it and they screwed up. They shut down the power for the entire town.
The whole grid.
Including the hospitals and stuff and ambulances and started street lights. It caused complete chaos. They went to jail. They weren't. The judge wasn't listen. It was a prank gone bad. They were no. You caused accidents, hospital delays. They shut down the power in a match fixing operation, which is pretty creative. And the most famous one, actually, it wasn't match fixing. They were just crazy, was the cricket match. The cricket match in India. It was Pakistan and India, and they didn't like the results, so they burnt the stadium down.
That's not even
mid-game. They were we don't like the way things are going, so they started a fire to stop the game. They did it to stop the game. Let's start a fire in the stadium, and they can't play on. It's actually brilliant, Cam.
It really is.
Recently, I feel like I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not making bad swings. I don't feel like I'm making terrible decisions, and just had got a little bit of a streak of bad luck on par fives. Didn't birdie any of them at the Open, didn't birdie any of them today. It's just, and I didn't feel like I did anything terribly wrong, right? But that's just golf. It happens. What's done is done, and this week is the most important week of the year right now.
If he lands it pin high, he's going to be off over the pin position and leave himself a tough putt there. That should bite now. He didn't like it by the looks of it, but he'll love it when he sees it.
Just get this before that bunker. Put himself in a good position.
Just a tiny little baby fade, ideally placed.
To tie the lead at 16. Playing well, isn't he, John Rahm?
And OMG, what a championship Sunday we just witnessed.
Win, right? Selfishly, you always want to get that done, but you don't want to see a teammate and a good friend, missing a putt for that happening for me.
The Live Golf League delivers every single event, doesn't it? I mean, what an incredible finish there. You know what, Cyril Hatton, I feel for him. He's been playing beautiful golf. In fact, since Miami, he's been the best player in our league based on the strokes gained metric.
I'm really happy that I had my first Live Golf win. Now that Kelly and the kids are watching, just knowing that I'm bringing the trophy home for them, it feels good to say that it's coming home.
This is Sports Rage. I'm Morency, the pitch, the players, the hustlers, the people who must have been in between. So the golf starts again in a couple of hours tonight. I actually watched it. I enjoyed it. And normally I don't. We'll bet these golfs. It's not like, I'm going to stay up and the Scottish, the Open, the British Open, I will. But this I enjoyed. I was watching the other stuff, but I had a stream going on, the Olympic streaming service and stuff. The CBC site, it was great stuff. They had every shot. Every golfer, it was really well done, actually. Beautiful golf course. It really is nice. And what also interested me, I was up, Cam, so the time worked out for me. It started at midnight my time, And these Olympics, I stay up until like 4 or 5. Like I watch pretty much every. So I saw like a lot of it, and I was interested because our guys were like flirting with the lead all the time. I was like, oh my God, Corey Connors he might be the first round leader. Then after, I was like, oh my God, Sepp Straka might be the first round leader. And then I was like, oh my God, because Xander started after them. And then Xander started, and I was like, oh man, Xander's on fire. But freaking Hideki, 8 under. 8 under, man. Dear God, no one saw that coming.
Nobody saw it coming. He's been off the
No one thought the leader would even be 8 under, Kev. Not just Hideki. Like, we thought it would play harder than this.
I thought the leader would be about 5. So I think the course is playing a lot harder. I mean, I am going to say this.
They're going to toughen it up, I'm sure.
I do. Yeah, they got to let the rough grow. I'm going to say this. I think Hideki's not going to choke, but I think he will come back to the pack. Your Schauffele pick looks very, very good. I am going to say this. Joaquin Niemann looks very, very dangerous. Tom Kim missed a few putts today as well. Gabe, that was the best bet I ever made. I had Corey Connors over Minwoo Lee. He won the matchup bet. Remember, we talked about it last night by 8 shots. Minwoo Lee was 5 over. Connors was 3 under. So I got a couple other matchup bets coming out right now. These are a couple things that I like. I like I'll lay 40 cents with Connors against Minwoo Lee any day of the week. Like Minwoo Lee shot 5 over. If he beats me, he beats me. But sorry, it's gone up to minus 150. I don't care. I'm taking Corey Connors. Sepp Straka, this guy looks great. It's basically he's minus 115 over Bezoutenhout. Everyone loves Bezoutenhout. I'll take your boy Straka, Gabe. And I hate to say it, Tom Kim at plus 105 versus Hideki. That's on my card tomorrow. Matchup bets. By the way, people aren't talking about Shapo, the other tennis tournament that's going on. Gabe, do you know he's knocked out a 1 seed, a 6 seed? But the problem is he's playing Shelton, the 2-seeded American tomorrow. But I have futures on Shapo winning this whole damn tournament. He turned a corner. He's he's an underdog. I'm going to take Shapo. I got on the bus a few stops early. I wish I wrote it from the start, but he looks very dangerous now.
And as far as Canadian tennis is concerned, Felix Auger-Aliassime on to the semifinals. Beats Medvedev, beats Casper Ruud. Unbelievable stuff. This is like some of the best tennis he's played. He went on one run at a major once, but he's really dialed in. Like, he really likes the Olympics. He's locked in right now. But poor bastard's got to play Carlos Alcaraz next.
Yeah, it's
so Aliassime and Alcaraz. Iga Swiatek got knocked out. She's playing again, Cam. She's playing for the bronze medal. It's got to be frustrating for a pro. They're not used to that. When they lose, they got to hang around after.
Good call, Gabe. And she's one who's like gold or nothing. I might actually take the opponent in the bronze medal game. I don't know what her mindset's going to be.
Plus 1,600. That's what Anna Karina Shlimadova. She's plus 1,600. 16 to 1.
Schlim at plus 1,600? Yeah, made a little sprinkle on Schlim.
Swiatek was in tears after, too. Like I said, guys, she's a pro player that's used to winning Roland Garros. When these pro players lose, they lose like at the French Open. They don't have to play the next day after, usually.
That's true.
Like, it's not like, you know what I mean? Like the women's soccer teams and stuff, Ken, they're used to it. Like the soccer teams, the consolation game. Yeah, we got to play the third place game. Like they're used to it. Pro athletes are not. Right? They lost. Like she's like you would have thought that Swiatek had never won anything in her life and her Olympic dream died today. Like she took it hard after, guys. Like Swiatek was in like seriously uncontrollable tears. It was like, whoa, like you're a multi-millionaire. You're sorry, you lost. Chill out. But I had her in a parlay with Alcaraz. It sucks. It got blown up. But Novak Djokovic has advanced. Him and Alcaraz are on a collision course. Novak is going to win, Cam. He's minus 225, and Alcaraz is minus 700. Although Alcaraz, as good as he is, he's been known sometimes you can win a set or two off of him. I wouldn't be surprised if Aliassime gives him a bit here, that it's a little bit of a battle.
Good call, Gabe. Know what we take? The spread betting or length of game, because I think he will win a set.
We bet the over.
Fritz gave he gave Alcaraz trouble. I will say this, though. If Alcaraz wins, Djokovic is dead. He beat him in straight last time in that.
Yeah, I agree. Alcaraz going to win a gold.